Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to 40 Something Fit Dad. I am your host, Aaron Ross, and welcome to episode number 3. Just ticking along. Thank you, everyone, for your support for the previous episodes. It's been fantastic. I've got 10 subscribers. I'm racking them up. 10 subscribers on YouTube. So keep on subscribing. That'd be great, just to show support there. Also, if you can subscribe on Apple podcast and Spotify, that'd be awesome. Enjoy all your comments. I love the interaction, and I hope you're enjoying what I'm delivering. So it's been another week of lockdown for us Melburnians. Just really starting to feel the pinch. And just talking to fellow Melburnians, it's all I don't know. I'm just not happy. It's really strange how we're just the control that people have over you. It's strange. We live in Australia. We live in Melbourne. We should be out there free, but it's all starting to sort of unravel. So we're just, waiting on numbers to look like other numbers, and then we can go out and I don't know. But I'm sort of guessing, probably this year's. It's not a guess. This year's cooked. Probably going into the new year with heavily restricted. But it is what it is, as they say. Hopefully all the people in the other states are really enjoying it, and just know I don't want any outbreaks interstate, man. Just keep it to us so we can open up the borders as soon as we're good and get back to some sort of normality, I guess, because this is starting to really suck. Not just mentally, mainly mentally draining for myself personally. It's draining the household, and my main thing is to be looking after the household, but it's tough when you're sort of struggling yourself. But that's pretty much how my week's sort of been panning out. Still working and everything like that, but I really wanted to. I think the pandemic and all this lockdown and restrictions, everything has got me really thinking. I think a lot of people are thinking about sort of employment and how stable work is, and how different work is, this year. How a lot of people working from home, a lot of people out of work, and having to pivot and trying to earn some money with however they can, And it's good that the government is sort of supporting us in a sense. So this week's topic that I wanted to talk about is side hustles. I know it's a sort of go-to phrase in the last couple of years. You see a lot of ads on social media and YouTube and things like that about you see these entrepreneurs jumping into Ferraris and hopping out of jets and all this sort of stuff, trying to sell you a course or a formula or something like that, or some sort of investment. It's hard to separate the wheat from the chaff with all those sort of things. But it's because I think ultimately, I'm not talking about everybody, but ultimately, people sort of want that freedom. There's been such a spike in property investment and stocks and all that sort of stuff, just for your normal everyday sort of Australians, and there's a lot of people out there sort of taking advantage of that. But we just want to discuss what I do as a side hustle, what options are there, and people I know that are out there doing their thing. I googled side hustle. I googled it, and this is the definition per Google, or the one they wanted me to see. A side hustle is any type of employment undertaken in addition to one's full-time employment, a full-time job. A side hustle is generally freelance or piecework in nature. Okay, providing a supplemental income. Side hustles are often things a person is passionate about, rather a day-to-day topic. Oh man, I can't believe I typed this out. Rather day-to-day typical day job. No, that's not working. In order to make ends meet. So basically, in summary, after that pathetically read definition, it's basically a passion or something, just a little side thing that you do within your outside your day job. And the part I liked about my poorly presented definition was side hustles are often things a person is passionate about, and that's something that that is something that really excites me. Is something that's working on something that you're passionate about. I think a lot of people do that. What am I trying to say? I've just got distracted. Sorry. Told you I get distracted easy. So day jobs, your day job. I think a lot of people weren't educated on side hustles and jobs of sort of that people are passionate about. In school, pretty much the gist of it was to get an education. Get an education. You can further your education if you're any good at it, which I wasn't. I did year 12 twice, and going any further would have just. I actually went to TAFE, and it was just for the social life, and then get a job, and then get married, and then buy a house, and then retire, and then die. It's a very general sort of summation of life. But I think these days people's eyes are a little bit, not as narrow. We're sort of looking around, seeing what's out there, and because that's the way I sort of look at it. I've been in my profession, civil construction, for 15 years plus, and it's been fantastic. I'm very grateful for the opportunities, and the money wise is good. We've gone on great holidays and bought all that stuff and all that sort of thing. So there's no complaints there, but is it my passion? Is it something that I jump out of bed for every day going, yes, let's go and enjoy every minute of it? The answer is no. And that's the last couple of years, that's, something that I've been looking for is, what excites me? What is, what am I passionate about, and how do I turn that into, taking over my income and, being able to support me while I do it. So, back in the day, sort of side hustles and things like that. The things like Avon, Amway, that was huge. I think it's still going. My old man used to sell encyclopedias. I remember delivering pamphlets for him, driving taxis, delivering pizzas. So it was pretty limited. These days, due to the internet, it's the world's at your fingertips. It's so huge. And the options are endless. There's Uber driving, Airbnb, starting a podcast. E-commerce, it's huge now with the pandemic. Shopping online has grown ridiculous. It's just massive. Flipping things on eBay. I listen to a lot of Gary Vaynerchuk. If you haven't heard of him, he's an entrepreneur, but he's sort of he's really good. I really enjoy him. Check him out. He does things like garage sailing, finding things at garage sales and flipping them. He's also sports cards. He's right into sports cards, which I'm kind of looking into because I've got a bit of an interest in it. It's an expensive one. I've blown a few unexplained dollars, I'm just trying to explain my purchases of basketball cards. Didn't go down too well, even though I said I'm investing. But anyway, there's freelancing. There's virtual assistants and things like that. Making furniture and selling it. We saw with the COVID thing, like people making masks, food delivery, OnlyFans. How'd they get in there? That sort of spiked. Hit the link. I'm kidding. Virtual personal training. As we know, we see it, and there's influencers and all that sort of stuff, and so the market's big, and there's plenty of opportunities there for people to do things that they're kind of passionate about, which is really cool and exciting. Some examples of people I know, probably everybody knows somebody who's sort of doing their thing. Got a couple. Lorenzo Lorano, because if you don't know, I do a bit of open mic stand-up comedy. I started that. I've been doing it for about a year. Something I really love. I love just love it. It's there's an open mic in Melbourne pretty much every night. You go out there, you get 5 minutes. Sometimes you have to hang around for hours, and it's cool. You see different comedians at different levels. It's interesting, and you meet some really cool people and connect with cool people. And one of these cool people is Lorenzo. He's a Filipino, lives in Melbourne. Grew up in New Zealand, and funny guy. Seen him around a few open mics and really connected with him. And once the first lockdown happened, he created a video series, a character. His name is El Cavito. He's a Latino gangster, and he has a cooking show. So it was fantastic. It was really funny, and it hit. It hit. His first video got over 1 million viewers. He just kept on it. Got other people involved. And he's got over 100,000 followers on Facebook. He's big over in the Philippines, big in Australia too, and it's really cool to see someone actually to see someone do it. And he's working really hard. I hope to get him on here, just to go through his story, how he's feeling. He's he's dealing with a lot of trolls now, so it's it's interesting. He's got a young daughter, young family, and he incorporates them in his videos and things like that. So it's really cool. Another example, which I keep a close eye on, and just amazed from his work, is my cousin Danielle's husband. His name's Alex. He has a Instagram page, Artwell Fab, which I'll share the link, and he does some great work. He does a lot of he does a lot of sculptures. He's made some sculptures out of just old car parts, street signs, just everything. His work is phenomenal, man. I get excited just talking about it because I just love seeing people, just creative people, and it's someone I know. So it's even more exciting. He's got his pieces in public parks and things like that, public gardens up in Sydney. I don't know him that well. I went to his wedding, met him a few times after that. But Danielle's cool. She's really cool, and I'd love to have a chat with Alex. He's got three daughters, sorry, and I reckon he's got a really cool story as well. He also before I think he still does. He restores VW combi vans, and some of his work there is awesome. So check him out. Keeping it within the family, my other cousin Chelsea and her partner Dave. Chelsea has started a health and well-being page, which is a really tough sort of market to crack. It's a saturated market, as you know. but she's also sharing a story about being a mum and her health journey, which is a really cool niche. She's really open and honest, and she's doing a fantastic job. I'll put the link in. Sorry, Chelsea, I forgot the the name of it. And her partner Dave is a musician. Don't know what the heck's wrong with him. He's obviously got a full-time job, but he's a very talented musician. He's got a band that does weddings, parties, anything. And yeah, great voice. He's a funny dude as well. Yeah, he's doing it, man. I just keep at it. He will, I hope he cracks it, because the music is, you've either, there's a lot of musicians out there with probably half the talent he's got, and they've made it. So he should be just keep going, Dave. And he thinks he's a pretty good basketball player as well, but I reckon he got a better chance just at being a musician. Another guy is Frankie Deuce. He actually works with me. He's an excavator operator, but he by day, and by night he is a very talented rapper. He's from the Cook Islands. Check out his work. I'd love to get him on here as well. He's got a little daughter, and we have chats about, since I'm a big time, successful open mic comedian. But and he's dropped he's dropping an EP. He's done a heap of collaborations. But I just like to talk to him about, his mindset and his work ethic, and trying to get the balance between work and writing and recording, and just to really, I just love having chats with him. Just his outlook on everything and how he's doing it tough, and just working. It's good. I'd love to get him on here as well. And last but not least, I got Eden, the DJ guy. He's my wife's cousin's husband. He's been a hustler for as long as I know, but in Perth he is one of the leading wedding DJs. He's actually got a few DJs working underneath him, so not just wedding, but parties and all that sort of stuff. He's a born entrepreneur. He's got he's set up a photo booth company in Melbourne before they were a really big thing. He was one of the pioneers, I guess. Been successful at that, but he's always a mover and shaker, and it'd be good to get him on here. So that's it of my side, my journey. Like I said earlier, I've been in civil construction for a long time, for about 15 years, and a few years ago I just sort of questioned, is this it? Is this what I'm going to do forever? Am I just going to do this until I can't do it anymore, retire, and pass away and die? I don't know. I was just sort of questioning what the heck I was doing, and why aren't I doing? Why aren't I? I don't know. I just hate being part of the rat race. I'm just over it. Even recently, even today. I am every day. I'm grateful and everything like that. But man, it burns up a lot of my time, and time is precious to me. We don't have a hell of a lot of time on this earth. So why aren't we doing things that we love, and why aren't we doing things that we are passionate about? And that's what I want to do. And we started our journey, myself and Tarly started the journey of trying to get into property investment, because, that's what, we read books about what the rich do, and that's something that they do. We've read Rich Dad Poor Dad, which is a really cool book by Robert Kiyosaki. We actually saw Robert Kiyosaki live, and he breaks it down about, the education system and how they don't teach kids about money and the power of money, and working for, working. He sort of just questions the establishment, which is good, which I think we all should, especially through this pandemic. Like, big questions have been happening, So Tali and I started in that, investing in New Zealand, which is just in a residential, which is it's quite a good return. Rental rates are quite high over there, and there is a demand for it. So we started there. We went over there and did a bit of a course and put in some offers and things like that. Got accepted, but we just got turned down turned down for man, my dog is really distracting. Turned down for finance, which was a real kick in the guts. Because it was our first venture, we thought, yeah, we're going to do this, and we got offers, and they were accepted, and we got denied. Just because we live over here, there was just a thing that just with the tax year being different and everything from here to in New Zealand, and it really got us. We basically stopped it. We just didn't look at it. It was a big lesson there, because we just started picking it up. That was about 3 years ago. We just started picking it up. Go, okay, that's going to be our thing, and have a look at it. And then the pandemic hit. So it was just like, okay. So we just have to be really patient with it. The one I'm doing now at the moment is e-commerce. I said earlier that we went to a Robert Kiyosaki talk, and one of the other key speakers there was a man called Adam Hudson, and he owns a company called Reliable Education that teach people how to sell on Amazon, import goods from places like China, and sell on Amazon. And he's a really charismatic, really cool guy. Didn't come across as one of those, a money grab sort of thing. It was really. I'll put the link in there for him. He's got a few free videos. So I joined and just sat on it, no action. That was 2 years ago. It was always in the back of my mind. I follow him on Instagram, and every day he has a carpool coaching. And I'm like, okay. And I was part of that, like, to have a private Facebook page, and I'm checking it out, and people are doing well, and I'm like, okay, it works. Something's there, but I just didn't take that step. I don't know why. It was just a mental sort of block. I just didn't understand why I wasn't doing anything. I was just sitting on it, and every time I try to attempt it, I think looking back now, I realized it was hard work. It was going to take hard work. It wasn't just going to be this easy thing that, same with the property investment as well. I just thought, we just turn up and, we do all this, and it didn't work for us. So I got discouraged. And I guess, as I'm sort of thinking about it, if you want something that bad, it's going to take hard work. If it's not, the safety and security of a 9 to 5, if you're luckily enough to have employment, you turn up, there's a task there for you to do, and you do it, and you go home, and the payout for your time is money. So with this one here, there could be a lot of time spent not getting paid per hour for a longer term sort of payout, if that makes sense. So, I was just starting to see what the entrepreneurial, if that's a word, life is. And this year, I think I took the big step when it came to e-commerce and reliable education when Kobe Bryant died. I was shattered. He was a basketball hero of mine. I think everyone knows who he is. And to wake up one morning and see that he, even he, I think he was a year younger than me. Just sort of saw that, if he dies, I can die too. I know that sounds stupid, but it was a real kick in the guts. I was very upset, as a lot of people were, still am. That it took me aback, and I said, no, what am I doing? What am I doing? Let's start to work. Let's start to get things going. We sold our house, paid off our debts. We did have, we are spenders. We had credit card debts. We had loans. We had all this sort of stuff. Sold up, and we had a little bit of cash to invest. And I wanted to invest into reliable education. They have a summit every year, which I booked. I was supposed to go to Gold Coast for a 3-day conference, and just get amongst it, take the step. And that's when COVID hit and everything was cancelled. But we did a virtual summit, and it just showed me what kind of company I was in, what kind of people I'm dealing with. So instead of, because the tickets were, I forgot whatever the ticket, $700 or something like that. They said we can refund you, or you can be part of this virtual summit, and they did so well, and I was sold, and joined into their thing called Platinum Partners, and just amongst it, just been fantastic. It's been an eye-opener for me. It's been a real, excuse me, it's been confronting, because, it was really confronting for me, because, again, I went in there thinking, I'll just do this, and I was just really pumped up, sort of going off momentum and energy and adrenaline, and when that ran out, it was just tough. Like, I made a few mistakes with a product that I picked, and trying to get that over to the States took a while because of everything. It was just a nightmare, and I made mistakes, and I think I did sort of went back into my shell, and thought I was way over my head, I'm blue collar, and here's me sort of talking and trying to mix in with people who are experienced with those. They just look like they fit, and I look like I was, an alien. I didn't look like, I had a big beard back then. I tried to crack jokes because I was so uncomfortable, and everyone laughed, but I was still behind. I felt like I was back at school, because that's how I sort of did things. That's my survival mechanism, was to just crack jokes and hide off in the corner, and no one asked me questions. But no, accountability was good. You're broken up into small groups called your mastermind, and I'm in a mastermind they're just so switched on and focused, and that scared me even more. I'm just I don't know. I was just the fear of not knowing what I was doing, making mistakes and having to own up to them, and losing money. Like, I made stupid decisions. I went for 2 products instead. Everyone's going for, no, I'm going to go for 2. One of them that I purchased was on the banned list. I couldn't get them into the States, into Amazon. So I've got thousands there in it. I'm going to bring them to Australia and just try. I'm starting to sort of think outside the box. And just today, and even getting shipment over to America, I've just got my first product on today. Just today. I knew it got delivered 10 days ago, and I'm just watching. I'm going, wow, it's been delay process because of COVID, and it just got on today. And I'm like, wow. And I'm just happy that it's there, and it's it's live and kicking, and haven't sold one yet, but that's my next hurdle. and I'm going to have to go through a lot of pain, and I'm going to make mistakes. But looking back now, for my next product, is I've learnt lessons. It's not just hearsay. It's not just me talking about it. Oh yeah, this and that. I've actually done it. I've got a group around me that supported me, and I know I'll probably make mistakes again, but that I think I overcome the fear of failure, and and I'm really really happy for myself that it's actually happened, and this may be a start of something really cool, and I'm hoping so, because who knows with the economy and all this sort of stuff. There's just so much stuff up in the air, but so I was a little bit, I'm just really happy. But is it my passion? I'd say no, but I think it's a means to the next step, where I can take it. If I can get out of the rat race with selling products on Amazon, or there's Shopify, there's eBay, there's whatever, your own website. You just have to start thinking outside. I have to start thinking outside the box, get out of my comfort zone as much as I can. And that's where, that's just not me. But to get to where I want to be, I have to throw my hat in the ring. I can get up and do a 5-minute set of comedy, no sweat. Yeah, I'll be a little bit nervous, but I love it. So where 95% of people couldn't do that. But when it comes to an Excel spreadsheet, that I that's my kryptonite, or numbers, or a balance sheet, or a P&L, or ROI and all this sort of stuff. I freeze up, man. That is definitely not I feel uncomfortable with it. But to get to where I want to be, I got to learn a little bit of it, and have people around me that can do it. So yeah, that's what is my passion. Thanks for asking. Is this I want to take it a step further, the podcast a step further, with interviewing other dads. I've got some lined up. I've just got to, again, I have to get out of my comfort zone, learn new software, learn new techniques. My interviewing technique's going to be crap at the start, and I know I'm going to make mistakes, but it's all about how we grow, I guess. And I guess that's what why I wasn't successful in school, is because I was scared to fail. So I guess we've got to start somewhere. But and also stand-up comedy. I love it. It's fantastic. It's something that writing jokes and writing something doesn't always work out, but I'm happy to go up there and bomb, and if it doesn't work, then there may be something there. You can, if it does, something works, and just tweak it a little bit here. And I love the art of writing, and the art of unfortunately through this I don't know when comedy's actually going to return. People have been doing Zoom calls and all this Zoom comedy, and it just doesn't work. It's and then we're going to get the barrage of mask jokes and toilet paper jokes and COVID jokes, and who knows. So, but it'd be interesting. So that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about, is about side hustles. If you want to comment on our Facebook page, Instagram page, in the YouTube comments, anything like that about your side hustle, I'd love to know about it. I love to see people doing something that they love. That's what it's all about. We've only got one life. Don't be afraid. Try it. I'm an idiot. I'm dumb, and I'm actually selling a product on Amazon in the States. Ask me at the start of this year if I could be doing that sort of stuff, and hell no. The idea of it is fantastic, but the actual execution and the action is, that's the tough bit. The execution's the tough bit, and people find it super easy, especially if it's their passion. But yeah, I love to start a conversation with that. I love to see people's work, see people's passions, and how they're doing it, and whether it's exercise or you see a lot. I don't know, just anything. But yeah, I hope to have. I hope you have a great week. Just a shout out to Dot. We lost her this week. Last week, sorry. It's Dot's a very special person to me and my family. And rest in peace, Dot. We're gonna miss you a heck of a lot due to this stupid lockdown thing. We are watching her funeral via Zoom or something like that. But the important people are with you. We're thinking of you. We're thinking of the family, and that's about it. But yes, thanks a lot for your support, guys. Hopefully, I've given you some sort of, I don't know, information or something like that. Some sort of something to think about. But have a great week. Hopefully, this lockdown finishes soon. And thanks a lot. See you next week. Peace.